We know that using great testimonials is a game changer when it comes to marketing and sales. But what if you could take a great testimonial and make it that much better? That's why we have Neco here today. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself, why the topic of testimonials and remote recording is important to him and should be important to you. Neco, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
It's a joy. Tell people a little bit about yourself because you've got a pretty interesting backstory.
Oh, sure. So, yeah, I'm Neco, and I'm the owner of Lay Productions. And we are a video production company dedicated to helping businesses create any type of video content they need, and businesses need video content these days. So, a little bit about myself. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a director and editor. Been doing this for 34 years now. So I come from documentary films. I worked for a long time in TV, sport TV, documentary as a freelance director and editor. In terms of my background, I'm originally from Brazil, and so it's a little bit difficult to pinpoint my accent. So I'm originally from Brazil. I'm also Israeli. Lived in Israel for 23 years. That's where I started my career in television. That's where I went to school, film school. And I've been in the US for the last 20 years, so I'm also American. And I've had my own production company for the last 11 years. So that's a little bit of background about me. And as I said, we really dedicate ourselves to helping businesses create video content for whatever business goals they have. The important thing to know about the way we do it is that we are a specialist in remote video production, which is a effective way to and affordable, I would say, to create high quality video content, professional quality video content, without the need for a video crew on location. And we can talk a little bit more about that afterwards.
I love that. That makes so much sense because look at the world we live in. It is such a global community. So it makes sense to be able to leverage your unique skill and amazing experiential background remotely and get that caliber coming through your business while you're creating videos.
Absolutely.
That makes all the sense in the world. So tell me a little bit more about how specifically that remote video production can be beneficial for businesses over and above what I just kind of umbrella pointed out.
Sure. So first of all, video content. Why is video content important for businesses today? I like to say there's this famous saying in marketing that content is king, and indeed, content is king today. Businesses need to be creating and posting content, good content, constantly, and to be noticed, to be in SEO, whatever. But to get more business, you need to be posting. You need to be churning out and creating content all the time. And I say, well, if content is king, video is the king of content. Video is more engaging. And as we all know, people make decisions based on emotions, not logic. And video appeals directly to the emotion, to the emotions. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, a minute of video is worth 1.8 million words.
Mind blown. 1.8 million words. Can you imagine?
Can get your message out in a much faster, more engaging way with video. Well, everybody knows that. The question is, how do you go doing that? So remote video production, as opposed to what I would call conventional video production, is based on what we do is based on something that we all have in our pockets. Today we have high definition cameras in our pockets, our phones. Yeah, yeah, our phones.
That's
So
right. Right.
we have great cameras in our pocket. So we the technical part of remote video production is that we use a professional platform that allows us to record locally in people's phones. Meaning we're not recording over the internet, which is like a Zoom or something like that. That's not what we're doing. That's very low
Mm.
quality. We're recording locally and getting that HD or 4K footage from the phone. That's a purely technical part of it. The professional part of it is that on the other side of something that looks like a Zoom chat, you have a video professional with experience to make sure that not only everything looks good and sounds good, but that the content that you are creating is what you want, is relevant. So that's, in a nutshell, that's how remote video production works. And using that system, using that method, we can actually create any type of video that a business may need, and help them create it themselves as well.
Right. That makes so much sense. And to me, like that's, I mean, I'm in the marketing world, but like I don't know the technology that goes on that back end to be able to create that sort of in-house filmography. Like I
Mhm.
wouldn't know. So the experience that you have and what you bring to the table is kind of like next level stuff. Just, I mean, I know that that's a generalized statement, but it just feels like something that you want to get behind. Like we're fast forwarding the way we're thinking about doing video for business. I love that. Now, you mentioned that there are a lot of different ways that you can leverage this. So what different types of videos do you recommend business owners to make using this sort of technology?
Well, many types of videos can be done using that technology, and I'm not talking. There's some videos that people can do themselves with some help, and other things that we use the technology, but there is a back end in terms of post production. For example, you can and we do create branding videos. You know, that video that you will, first thing that people see when they go to your website. Uh, uh, in the past, we've helped many companies create those videos in the traditional way, like going with a crew to a location. Great, much more expensive, much more disruptive. We can do that these days totally with remote video production. Big advantages is, first one is budget, much lower
Mm,
budget. I like to say, if I don't need to pay my video crew, you don't need to pay my video crew. So,
right.
so the production costs are much lower, and the logistics, it's much easier. If you ever been in a video shoot, to say, oh, it's a 1 hour shoot, that's an illusion that doesn't exist. But in remote video production, yeah, you can do it 1 hour here, you can do it piecemeal. So logistics and price are two big advantages. So branding videos, social media videos, um, video ads, tutorials, how to, you name it. You can do any type of video, and the one that we do the most for people, that we help people the most, are client video testimonials, as you mentioned before.
That and I remember when we were chatting before, and one thing I wanted to bring up, because I know that I've had a few conversations with people in this space who, you want to get your word out, and so you want to be a speaker and you want to show up on stages, and so a lot of people are
Yeah.
talking about speaker reels, and we did have a short conversation before about that. So you do offer those types of services as well. But I'm going to hop over just so that everybody knows. I just want everybody to know that that is a thing that you do, because I know
Yes.
as a speaker that's an important part of your marketing campaign.
Mhm.
But the
Yes.
testimonials, as a business owner, that is, I can't stress enough how important it is for you to not only get testimonials, but to make sure that they're good, right? And that's including the written testimonials that you get. And I have different ways that I can leverage that. But then you take a well-written testimonial that you post online. You've got their image, you've really optimized that testimonial.
Mhm.
And then you get the person themselves sharing a testimonial face to face. And we just talked about the impact. You said
Mhm.
1.8 million words. A video is worth that much. and we record a short video of that person creating a testimonial, you've now just elevated your process to the next level, like to just like to this area where people can't help but to say yes because they see it tangibly, the results that you could give to them, and now they're like, yeah, absolutely, I want to work with you. But how do you make that happen? Because it's a whole different story to get somebody to write a testimonial, to get them to write a good one, but then to get them to show up within that testimonial as they're sharing it with the world. How do you do that? Because I find that sometimes it's like pulling teeth.
Good point. Very good point. So a few things about that. First thing, there's a huge difference between a video testimonial and a written testimonial, and it touches the emotional part. People don't have patience to read. That's a given. But the written testimonial, as good as it may be, will not touch people emotionally. The video testimonial, you empathize with that person. That's the same problem that I have. We like to hear from real people, and the text doesn't do that. So with all due respect to the written testimonial, video testimonials, when they are well done, they are much more effective as a marketing tool, as a sales tool. Very helpful to close to close sales. Now, it may look difficult to ask a client to do a video testimonial, right? Like, oh, that's a lot of work. They have to take the camera and they have to shoot, and it's a lot of work. Well, a Google review is a lot of work too. Google review is like you have to come up with something to say and write it down, and many times people won't do it seriously, or they don't do it. So the main thing about the testimonials that we do, a few things. First of all, they are only interview based. There's no such thing as asking people to record their own testimonials, and I'll tell why. Because my definition of an effective video testimonial is a testimonial that answered the main questions that a prospect would ask. Yeah. And because, if someone records a testimonial about Shauna and they spend a whole minute telling me how Shauna is great, she's such a nice person, great, she's great professional, blah blah, great, nice to hear that, but I don't know Shauna, and I want to know why did they choose to work with you? How was the process of working with you? What were the results of working with you, most importantly? And yes, would they recommend you? But why? Why would they recommend you? So to get those are not the only questions, but this is a basic structure that if you want to get a testimonial that answer those questions, well, you have to ask them. Now, the way you do it is important too. Yes, you can send questions to someone and ask them to record themselves. It won't look the same, but it won't feel the same. Because if someone is reading a question and then recording the answer, it will sound mechanical. It won't sound. And the whole thing about testimonials is to put that first seed of trust in the person watching. That first seed of trust that will ultimately get them to give Shauna a call. Okay, and there's if it doesn't sound genuine, if it doesn't look genuine, it won't work. So there's nothing more genuine or natural than someone just answering a question, like I answering your question now.
You know what? I wanna just like put some perspective in for anybody who wants to kind of entertain what does this look like when it's done in a way that's less productive. And I want to specifically talk about that whole script reading type of scenario where you've sent questions and then they just answer it and record it themselves. And if you want to have a glimpse into what that looks like, whether you've got kids or not, if you have or have not watched the Super Mario movie, the animated one that has kind of recently come out, near the beginning, the Super Mario Brothers start their plumbing business and they record a commercial. And on the commercial, they have this woman who says how great they are, and she's literally holding a paper and reading it off and going, and they are so amazing. And
Absolutely.
that's how, I mean, that's obviously hyperbolic. It's going to be it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it runs along the same vein. You don't want that.
Oh, absolutely. It is an exaggeration, but it illustrates, I would say, what most video testimonials people, it may not be rehearsed, but it doesn't work because it doesn't touch the main points, and many times doesn't even look and sound good, which is also a problem. So
Yeah.
the way we do it, it has to be ridiculously easy. Any testimonial, if it's not easy, people will not do it. You're asking a favor from your client. So the way we do it, I like to call it ridiculously easy, because the only thing that people need to commit to is to show up to a meeting, that like a Zoom meeting, up to 30 minutes. That's all they need to do. They don't need to write anything down. Don't need to shoot anything, video. No, nothing. They just need to commit to show up, and most people will do it. Most people, it's very rare that people will not agree. So the way it works is, when people agree, and notice I'm not saying if people agree, when they agree, because they always agree. Our clients get them in contact with us, and we schedule with them. We do all the legwork, so our client doesn't need to do anything after they put them in contact with
Isn't
us.
that
we
nice?
we do all the legwork. We schedule with them. We send them a bit of equipment. We send them a tripod for the phone, a small tripod, and a lapel microphone for the phone. Why? Because our phones have great cameras. They do not have great microphones. So here's a tip for everybody: if you're recording videos with your phone to post, do use an external microphone. Doesn't matter which microphone. Use an external microphone connected to your phone to get good audio. So
Yeah.
that's the reason we send the equipment. Now, important thing is that the equipment is a gift. People don't need to send it back. And the reason for that is not that just it's
Love
nice to get a
that.
gift, of course, but the main reason for that is to keep it easy. Well, it's all about removing hurdles. You want people to do a testimonial, for remove all the hurdles that you can, so they will not say no. So I say everything is easy. Oh, but I have to print a label, put it in a box, uh, uh, take it to FedEx. No, thank you. Too much work. So we remove that. It's a gift. And since many times we're talking with business owners, it's a good gift for them because they can use it. So
Absolutely.
so that's the way it works. On the day that people schedule, the day that they chose, they download an app. They follow very simple instructions to set up. Then they log into a session, and we are there waiting for them with a smile, of course, and armed with questions that we craft together with our client, always to hit
Mm.
those FAQs, as we call them, to hit those questions. So usually the conversation is not more than 10 or 15 minutes, never gets to half an hour. And then we upload it directly from their phone. So another hassle, another hurdle. They don't need to send us the video. How do I send you this video in high quality? It's always a problem. We upload it directly from their phone. It also removes it from their phone, so it doesn't take space, because video takes a lot of space in your phone. And we
Yeah.
say, thank you so much and goodbye. After those 15 minutes, they're done. Nothing else for them to do. We take that footage, high resolution footage, HD or 4K. We edit it down to no more than 2 minutes with the answers to those questions. We bookcase it with branded graphics. It's important to have your branding in your testimonial. So an opening with the company's logo, name of the person, a lower third, an end frame, branded, of course, with a call to action or our client's
Zhuzh
information.
it up a little. Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
you.
of course, we make sure it's looking good, it's sounding good, color correction, all the good things. And we send it to our clients with a bunch of recommendations on how to use it. Because putting
Right there.
video testimonials on your website is great. Everyone should have video testimonials on their website, but by far it's not the only thing you should do or you can do with video testimonials. There are much more things that you can and should do. So that's the way
I
it works.
love that. I love that. Like, it couldn't get easier. It genuinely couldn't get easier. And the latter part there that you're talking about, where else can you share it? That's the marketing piece. That's the piece that you need to do. It's one thing to collect testimonials. It's another thing to make them amazing conversion devices, right? Marketing assets. It's another thing to actually market your assets. I love that. Now, this said, because you've just given everybody everything they need to succeed right now. They just need to get on the call. But that's besides the point. I'm going to invite you to share whatever's burning in your heart that you need to share with the audience today, something that you haven't said yet, that I haven't asked you yet with the audience. Now, before you do that, I am going to tell the audience that, guess what? Conversations like this, amazing gold nuggets like you just heard, happen every single week. Marketing Rebels drops a new conversation every week, and you don't want to miss it. So subscribe now so that you can catch the next one. Neco, please tell the world what they need to hear from you right now.
So I just want to say that using video for your business, it's not a nice to have. It's a must have. Everybody needs to create a video. And as I said, and posting on social media and remote video can help a lot. So regarding remote video testimonials, first of all, if you wanna know more about this, you have a QR code on the screen. So take a look, reach out. The main thing about testimonials that you need to remember is that testimonials will help you close more sales. One of the important ways to use testimonials, if you have them, remember, always there are different ways of doing testimonials. I'm not saying that the way we do it is the only way, although it's easy, it's affordable. But I would say always, always, always interview your clients. Ask the questions. You have to have control over the content. You want the content to be something that uh, will motivate people to call you. And if it's not, don't do it. So I'm saying always interview your clients. There are different ways of doing it. And of course edit the testimonials to make them short, no more than 2 minutes, and make sure that they look good and sound good. It is important, because otherwise people will not watch it and they won't work. And use it as part of your sales process. My clients that use it best are the ones including testimonials in every proposal they send, including video testimonials in every presentation they give, and using it as part of the sales conversation. When they are in a conversation with a prospect, they say, you know what, I have a story very similar to yours. Let me send you a link to this. And I have clients that have done that and came back to me and said, well, wanted to tell you that we closed a business thanks to the testimonial. And nothing makes me happier than that. So remember that. Interview your clients. Make sure that they answer questions that your prospects would ask, and you know what questions those are.
Absolutely. I love that so much, because truly that can make or break the sales cycle. When people are approaching you and they're like, yeah, okay, sure, but do they know me? Do they know my problem? And when you show the alternative, like case studies and testimonials that show, yeah, actually I do, I've done this before. Now their worries are gone. Now it's a no-brainer. And that's what you want.
And the big advantage, you are not touting your own horn, because that's much less believable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. And it's important.
Absolutely. And that's why you see so many people who say, don't take it from me, here's what others have to say. And then that's when you've got the testimonials.
Absolutely.
Right? I love it. So you know what, everybody, listen, book that, go over there, take a look around, add testimonials to what you're doing, and connect with Neco, because he has some amazing tips. He's already shared so many of them that I can't count. My book, it's full. So join us next week. And if you've got any other marketing questions, you want to integrate these things into your journey when you're branding your business, finding clarity, and showing up to the world in a way that makes you the no-brainer, let's chat. Go to www.shaunalee.com and we will find the solution to get you beyond 6 figures in 2 years or less guaranteed.